Arizona. This is the Call Me Crazy Show, episode 114. First thing first, I want to be able to say thank you for all the viewers out there in TV La La Land watching the show. But lately, the whole entire country and pretty much the whole world seems to be in a lot of turmoil. Let me start off with the death of Ronald Reagan. Ronald Reagan was an evil man. Let me put it to you this way. Ronald Reagan was a man of no integrity. He had no love for anybody, only himself. And Ronald Reagan didn't do nothing for this country at all. For all you people who like Ronald Reagan or who love Ronald Reagan, that's okay. It's a free country. You can do whatever you want to do. But in my book, Ronald Reagan was an evil man. Just because, here's the deal, people. I found out a couple months ago that Ronald Reagan, when he was in office as President of the United States, he signed the Martin Luther King Jr. law into effect. And I don't know if it's true, but I read that during the signing, that the people in the White House room started singing "We Shall Overcome," which is a song that was okay, people. This is the Call Me Crazy Show, episode 114. Episode 114. I'm so happy to be here. But here's the deal, people. As of 2 weeks ago, Ronald Reagan passed away. And I just want to be able to say to you, the American public, I hate Ronald Reagan because he was an evil man. He didn't do anything for any of us in this country. For example, let's see. During the 80s, there was some very, very special people here in town who were responsible in bringing let's see what the word I'm looking for. Immigrants from other countries into Arizona through the border, and Ronald Reagan was not for anybody, only people whose name ended in Reagan or Bush. And here's the deal, people. I read also that Ronald Reagan's death meant that all the flags were going to be at half-mast. I read for 30 days. And it's been almost 2 weeks since he passed away, and as of today, this morning, I saw a couple flags do a half-mast. Okay, now here's the tough part, which I didn't want to talk about. Why is it that the death of Ronald Reagan warrants the actions of people setting up the flags to be at half-mast for 30 days, while there are our soldiers and Marines and sailor and armed forces, servicemen and women in Iraq and Afghanistan dying every day, and they do not get any TV coverage of their funeral as Ronald Reagan's funeral did. Ronald Reagan's funeral was on all 4 networks for what, 3 days continuously. I was so fucking sick of it. You know, what about the poor Iraqi civilians who are being killed every other day? Last I read, is almost 6,000 Iraqi civilians have been confirmed dead, and that's not an actual number. It's now almost 820 dead U.S. servicemen and women, and I pray for them every day because they're doing a great job. And not only that, there are a lot of people being injured in Iraq. It does not make any sense to me why Ronald Reagan's death should get so much coverage. This morning I saw the new cover of the Newsweek magazine, and believe me, people, I'm a huge fan of periodicals, but I was so ticked off at Newsweek because guess who was on the cover? a picture of Nancy Reagan kissing the coffin of Ronald Reagan. All I have to say, Ronald Reagan never picked up a gun and went to war. So whatever, Ronald Reagan. Too bad you didn't even know that you went away in the end. If you were balling like a shoe jack, pink rose, baby ass baby in the adult underwear, I hope that on your deathbed that night that you were choking to death on your vomit. Because Ronald Reagan, you're a very bad man. And I think right now he's in hell. Only he knows himself that he's in hell. Ronald Reagan's in hell along with Saddam Hussein. Saddam Hussein might be here in this world physically, but spiritually, he's in hell. But it's so sad to think that in the world where we're living, where U.S. soldiers are just being swiped and mocked, and so much attention is being paid to an old man who already lived his full life, who didn't do anything for the country. It gets a sad reminder on how Americans think. So all you people out there in TV La Land, do not ever forget what your U.S. armed servicemen are doing in Afghanistan and Iraq and all over the world. You all gotta pray for them, and it gets sad because I know someone up there right now, and it gets you think that it could all end someday. But my hugs go out to all those people who suffered tragedy concerning Iraq. It gets too bad that George W. Bush is in office. And now here we go again. Okay, to prevent more of this stuff happening, you have to keep your ideas open, your mind open, and you gotta consider it's not who you vote for, it's who you vote against. So vote against George W. Bush. Vote for Ralph Nader if you want to. Vote for John Kerry if you want to, which I endorse. Call me crazy, endorses John Kerry. Vote for your nana. You know, vote for anybody other than George W. Bush. You know, I mean, vote for your local crack dealer. You know, your local crack dealer will probably run the country better than George W. Bush. George W. Bush, all he's concerned about is how much money he's going to get when he's not president no more, and how much more money he's going to be getting when he's older. And you know what, on top of that, last episode I talked about his daughter graduating from underage drinking and doing drugs. I hope they all get pregnant by, I hope both Bush twins get pregnant by some very ugly men. And I hope all their kids come out to grow like monkeys. And then on top of that, Dick Cheney, back in 1992, all the way to the year 2001, Al Gore was vice president of the U.S. and sure, he was an environmentalist. Sure, he was one of the youngest vice presidents ever. But you know what? He did a good job. He did it every day, and he didn't do it from an undisclosed location. He did it with honesty and courage, and he went after the causes that he thought that were right for him. And Al Gore should have won in the year 2000. But Al Gore had a bad stroke of luck that year. But Al Gore did a lot as vice president in those 8 years than Dick Cheney has ever had. What has Dick Cheney ever done for any of us? Nothing. All I heard and read is that him and George Bush, W. Bush, like to hunt. They like to hunt, and yet they're sending U.S. soldiers abroad to do their rich man's ploy. Sad, sad, sad. Okay, people, I want to say Tony Randall passed away. He, Felix from the Odd Couple. I'm sorry about that. Ray Charles, who passed away at the age of 73 from, I'm not really sure what he died, but God bless Ray Charles. And then, you know, Ray Charles should have all the flags of half-mast. If it wasn't for Ray Charles, there would be no Frank Sinatra. There wouldn't be no freaking, there would be no George Jones. Ray Charles was responsible for jazz, country, and a lot of things in between. Okay, and then another thing I want to talk about too is I hate George W. Bush. I'm glad Ronald Reagan died. I hope there's no more Ronald Reagan as president. And then on top of that, I keep on saying that a lot, I also found out that John Hinckley Jr., the guy who shot Ronald Reagan back in 1981, I believe in March, I'm not sure, in front of a hotel, he's on unsupervised visits right now with his parents. So everything comes to full circle, people, you know. Alrighty, okay, I'm out of here. All I gotta say is Kingpin is gonna be playing July 9th at a club called North. And for all you people who don't know who Kingpin is, it's yours truly. Okay, and what else do I want to talk about? Spider-Man 2 comes out in one more week. It should be intense. And then I still have not seen Van Helsing or Riddick. I'll get back to you more on that. And you know what? I haven't done a health alert warning. So what I'm going to do a music alert warning. People. The vine. Pick up highly evolved or winning days. Pick them up because they're the best thing since Room. Okay, people, I'm out of here. But Kingpin will be playing July 9th with a reggae rock band. And you know what? God bless the USA. And I'm out, folks.